Wagwan Hoops Tube, it's lit, we lit, it's relit, and we back at it, you feel me? Let me go ahead and dust off the camera, bro. It's been a long time since I uploaded on this channel. It's been like a million years since I uploaded on this channel. A million years, bro. But I'm back. I don't know. I'm back. Michael Jordan struck. I don't know. Anyways, playoffs coming up. Playoffs are literally around the corner. There's about like 11 games left in this season. And I thought now would be the perfect time to do my end of year awards, okay? 11 games is a lot, you know what I'm saying? And there's a lot of time for stuff to change, but I feel like my locks are pretty locked in. I think I know who I would vote for if I had a vote. Yo, NBA, lock me in, cause I need a vote. I really know hoops. I really know hoops, so I need a vote next year. Make sure you leave a like, comment, share, subscribe, all that good stuff. You feel me? And comment down below if you agree or disagree with my takes, or if you had somebody who wasn't on the list who I missed. And before we start, I just want to let y'all know I did not do Clutch Player of the Year. It's not even like a real award. I don't know. They're gonna give it to Jalen Brunson anyway, so my input doesn't matter. So we're gonna start off with Coach of the Year, and in my 3 spot, I got Mark Daigneault for the Oklahoma City Thunder. I mean, if you really think about it, there's nothing to think about. Mark Daigneault has the best team in the league, and for the second year in a row, as the youngest team in the league, OKC will lock up the #1 seed in the Western Conference. It's just crazy. And the thing that makes him in here for Coach of the Year again is that he's made the Thunder buy into playing defense. Last year, the Thunder were the 1 seed as the 13th defensive rated team in the league. And for majority of the season, they've literally been the #1 best defensive team in the league. And I guess that helps when you acquire Hartenstein and Caruso in the offseason and you get Chet back on the floor. But it's like every single player who touches the floor for the Thunder care about the defensive side of the ball. Like, I know the league is very like offense, but like every player who steps foot for the Thunder, they seem to care about defense. OKC has 3 players in Shea, Cason Wallace, and J-Dub who are all top 7 in steals this season. And as a team, OKC ranks #1 in total deflections, and they rank #1 in that by 200. They deflected the ball 200 more times than the second team in the league. They are #1 in charges drawn. They are #1 in loose balls recovered. They're #1 in contesting threes, which this league is a 3-point shooting league, and they're #1 in contesting it. And it's just amazing how, like, I didn't even mention Lou Dort yet. I didn't even mention Lou Dort, who is literally their best defender. He's going to guard the opposing team's best player and make it hard for them to even touch the ball. Not just put the ball in the basket, but literally touch the ball, bro. And OKC could literally have Shea, Cason Wallace, Lou Dort, Chet, Alex Caruso. You can even throw Hartenstein in there if you want to, who can make an all-defensive team, and you got to give some credit to Mark Daigneault for that. And at the #2, I got Ime Udoka for the Houston Rockets. I don't think it's a surprise to have Ime up here. We knew he was a great coach from 2022 with Boston when he took them to the finals against Golden State, and they lost. But I'm sure the loss doesn't matter. The loss is not what matters. Is that he knows how to coach. And in his first season with the Rockets last year, in the 2023-2024 season, they finished as the 11th seed, and they only missed the playoffs by 5 games to Golden State. I guess they're Ime's kryptonite, but only 5 games. And we expected them to take a jump this season because Alfred Sengun literally got the keys to the car as the #1 player for the Rockets. And we expected an Amen Thompson breakout year #2. But boy, oh boy, did we expect this. The time I'm recording this right now, the Rockets are the 2nd seed in the Western Conference. They are 2nd. Mind you, they are 2nd. They were the 11th seed last year around this time, and now they are the 2nd team in the West. And it looks like they're going to have home court advantage in the playoffs, at least for round 1. And it sucks that they're 2nd this season because with Golden State having a down year, many having a down year, both LA teams having a down year, and even Memphis, who could drop in the standings, those are teams I do think would defeat the Rockets in the first round. But the fact that they even like that transformation, the Rockets are looking really, really good. Sengun made his first All-Star appearance this season. And if you look at the little nitty-gritty stats, like they ain't the teeny mini stats, Jalen Green is having the most efficient season of his career. And that was one of the biggest question marks for him. Like, can Jalen Green ever be efficient on a good team and not just throw up 30 points on 30 shots and lose? And he's having an efficient season. The Rockets are 12th in their offensive rating. However, they are 4th in defensive rating, though. So they're gonna get stops, and that's similar to the year that Ime Udoka took the Celtics to the finals. They were second in defensive rating. So it seems like Ime Udoka has a defensive identity, and he sticks to that, and he's gotten the Rockets to buy into that. That's why he's second for me in Coach of the Year. And in the number one spot, who I think is like unanimously the Coach of the Year, like there shouldn't be a single vote for another coach to have the one spot than JB Bickerstaff for the Detroit Pistons. There's really nothing to say. Like, there's no argument here that he should be Coach of the Year. He took Detroit from the laughingstock of the league, led by Monty Williams last year. Okay, the Pistons were 14-68 last year, and they had a NBA record, ladies and gentlemen. Can I repeat that? An NBA record of 28-game losing streak. And at the time I'm recording this right now, they are 40-32, and they're going to be over 500. They won less than 15 basketball games last year, and now they're going to be a 41+ win team. And a legit playoff team. They might not even be in the play-in. They might be a legit top 6 seed in the Eastern Conference and make the playoffs. Cade is averaging about 26, 9, and 6, which are all career highs. And he's literally showing that he's a superstar. Well, he has superstar potential. I ain't gonna call him that yet. But he's showing that he has the superstar potential. And his supporting cast and Asar Thompson and Jalen Duren have been having phenomenal seasons too. And they're doing this without Jaden Ivey. Mind you guys, Jaden Ivey went down with a season-ending injury. And the Pistons are still looking good. Malik Beasley, Tim Hardaway Jr., and Tobias Harris, and the three of them are like reviving their careers. Like last year, you know, you went on NBA Twitter and they're making jokes about these guys, and now they're legitimate pieces to a playoff team. It's crazy. Even Dennis Schroeder, who got traded there mid-season, who wasn't even supposed to be routed to the Pistons. Let me tell you, was he supposed to go? Miami? He was supposed to go to some team, not the Pistons, but it fell through, and Detroit picked him up, and he's bought coming off the bench. And he's averaging 10-5 for them. Mind you, in Brooklyn, when he started the season, he was averaging 18-6. And for him to be willing to come off the bench to this young Pistons team and just be the vet and like help push them towards the playoffs, it's just amazing. And like, this team is top 13 in both offensive and defensive ratings. So they're young, you know what I'm saying? They like to get out and run. They like to get out and defend. And, you know, you gotta give credit to JB Bickerstaff. He literally turned the whole organization around. This was the worst team in the league last season. And now they're gonna be a playoff team when they shouldn't even be a playoff team. Nobody was thinking Pistons are gonna make the playoffs. And you just gotta give him his props. So that's my Coach of the Year. All right, let's move on to Rookie of the Year. And I just want to give an honorable mention to Jared McCain, who most likely would have looked like he was running away with Rookie of the Year before he suffered his injury. So, you know what I'm saying? I still got to give him his props. Shout out Jared McCain. But at my 3 spot, I got a rookie who's so very underrated. But I fell in love with him the first time I ever saw him play basketball. And maybe my bias is kicking in a little bit. That's why I gave him the 3 spot. But yo, he's a dog. He's so underrated. But he's definitely going to make all rookie first team. He has to. At my 3 spot, the 39th pick out of Washington State, I got Mr. Jalen Wells of the Memphis Grizzlies. When you think about it and how the league is transforming, he's literally a perfect fit on all 30 NBA teams. So far, the Memphis Grizzlies have played 71 games, and he's literally played all 71 games. Durability is a big thing, and he has it. He's put up about 10.7 points per game on 41% from the field and 35% from the three-point line. 10.7 might not be a number that's going to pop, but it's because he's like the 5th or 6th scoring option on the Grizzlies, depending on the night. But he's going to guard the best teams, opposing guard/wing, and he's going to make it hard for them. He's going to give you an efficient 10+ points per game. Right now, he's in a little shooting slump, but most of the season, he's been shooting in the high 30s and low 40s from the 3 and around 45% from the field. And he's just a dog, man. Like, I love him. And he helped me win a parlay one time. So, Jalen Wells in my 3 spot. My number 2 in the runner-up for Rookie of the Year is Zachary Ricochet. Zachary Ricochet. It's a tongue twister. Of the Atlanta Hawks. Now, his rookie season started off slow, but he's been averaging 12 points per game. But since December, every single month he gotten better. From 9.4 points to 11.9 to 12.8, now averaging 15.4 in March when I'm recording this video. And he just looks more comfortable in the offense. Like, he knows his role now. You know what I'm saying? A lot of guys want to come in the league and like be that, you know what I'm saying? Be the superstar, be the number 1 option. And it looks like he just found his niche in Atlanta. Now, based off what we're seeing so far, he hasn't really shown the superstar potential, but he has shown potential to have a really, really, really good long career aside a number 1 option, number 2 option. He's looking really, really good in his rookie season, and let's just hope it continues. And at the number 1, yeah, Stephon Castle. I don't think anybody should have an argument that Stephon Castle so far is not the Rookie of the Year. He's averaging 14 points per game on the season, and this is with De'Aaron Fox. Before the Fox trade, he was averaging 12. And you know, it's kind of a weird position for him because he wanted to come to San Antonio to be the point guard, right? To be the ball handler with Wemby. And then midseason, they trade for a all-star. I want to see how he's going to work out alongside De'Aaron Fox in the long run. Is he going to shift over to the 2? Is D Fox going to shift over to the 2? But since De'Aaron Fox has been out in March, Stephon Castle has been averaging 20 points per game and 5 assists, about 4 boards, 31% from the 3 and 48% from the field, which are all higher than his season average. So he's playing the best ball of his career right now. And yo, he's OD bouncy. Oh my God, I'm not gonna lie, that boy got ups. You feel me? Now his jump shooting could use a little work, but he's finding ways to get to his spots, and he has perfected that little slow Euro step. I don't know what it's even called, but he has perfected it so well, and he's found a niche. And I just hope that, you know what I'm saying, he takes home that trophy because he really deserves it. Now for the 6th man, I felt like this was kind of the easiest award, not because we already know who's going to win, but I feel like we all kind of have an idea of who the top 3 are going to be. It's the easiest top 3 in the league, if you ask me. In the 3rd spot, I got DeAndre Hunter of the Cleveland Cavaliers. Now Hunter was traded mid-season, and he is averaging 14.4 points per game on the season, but he was averaging 19 points per game with Atlanta before he got traded, and now he's averaging 14.2 with Cleveland. But with less touches, he's been more efficient for the Cavs, and that's a good thing. You know, he's a lengthy defender, which the Cavs need, because their guards are really small, you know, so they need some defense out there on the wings. And that's what they got. They got a 6'8" lengthy defender who could go up, grab board, defend the opposing team best player. And he's shooting really, really good this season. And I thought he'd cool off at some point because that's not the DeAndre Hunter I know. Look at this. Boom, boom, 3. That's not the Hunter I know. This move for the Cavs really put them in another tier for me. To have another defender to go out there in the playoffs when you have a Jason Tatum, when you have a Jaylen Brown, when you have a Mikal Bridges, a OG Anunoby, a Giannis, you know? Off of this season, what he's doing in the regular season, he's been amazing coming off the bench. And at the 2 spot is not only his NBA teammate, but his college teammate. They both went to Virginia together. It's Ty Jerome. Ty Jerome is having a career season where he's averaging 12 points per game, but his efficiency is crazy. He's shooting 50% from the field and 42% from 3 and 56% from like inside the 2-point arc. Bro, he's a small guard. Mind you, he only played 2 games last season. He played 2 games for Cleveland last season, and he's played 66 this year. And he just everything the Cavs could have asked for when Donovan Mitchell and Darius Garland go to the bench. It's funny because the other night he was talking trash to Paolo Banchero and was like, I start on your team. If he went to the Magic and started, he'd be averaging 22 per 36 if he was to start. That would make him the 27th leading scorer in the league. He's just been a bucket this season, everything that the Cavs needed. And to be honest, it'd be fun to see him win the award. From playing 2 games last year to winning the 6th man the next year would be crazy. But I think the #1 player has just been so consistent throughout the whole season. We just have to give it to him. And now my #1. If he's not your #1, you do not know ball. Payton Pritchard is literally running away with the 6th man of the year. He's averaging a career high 14.2 points on 41% from the 3-point line. 41% from the 3-point line and 61% from the 2 as a 6'1" guard, mind you. He's put up multiple games of 25 plus points coming off the bench, and he just had a 40 piece off the bench, and he's just been the most consistent. And it's like he torches you with these like buzzer beater shots. Like no matter if it's half court, 2 seconds left, he has to tween hezzy step back to the corner, falling out of bounds. It doesn't matter. It seems like he's always gonna make the shots, and he's part of the reason why the Celtics have been so successful, because they don't need to go out and drop 30 every night because they have Payton Pritchard coming in the game off the bench dropping 25, 30, like consistently. So the starters don't have to go OD hard every night. And I don't even think it's close at this point. Like, Payton Pritchard, this is your award. Go pick it up from Adam Silver's office. Now for this next one, it was kind of hard for me for 2 and 3. Like, I knew in my heart who my #1 was, and he still is my #1. But 2 and 3 was hard because I feel like there are a lot of players who are deserving of this award this year. And I feel like it's been the hardest it's ever been to pick a player for the Defensive Player of the Year. At my #3, I have Jaren Jackson Jr. of the Memphis Grizzlies. And I feel like he could kind of win this award every single year for the amount of shots he blocks. Like, it's literally ridiculous. But the reason he isn't #1 for me is because he's down 2.4 blocks from the season he actually won the DPOY. And like, have you ever watched a Memphis Grizzlies game? Like, it's really frustrating watching a 6'10" forward who can't grab 7 rebounds per game. Like, it's just so frustrating for me. Like, bro, you're so big. Like, grab the ball, man. I love Jaren, but that's probably the one flaw to his defense. Like, he can't consistently grab a ball, but he's consistently gonna block. He's consistently gonna close out on shots from guards at the 3-point line, and that alone is enough for him to be on my list at number 3. At my number 2, oh my God, I wanted him to win so bad, but I just feel like there's somebody who's really more deserving of it. My number 2 is Evan Mobley of the Cleveland Cavaliers. Now, Mobley holds it down in that paint, boy. Do not get it misconstrued. Him and Jared Allen hold up that paint, and when he needs to, he can step on the perimeter and keep up with a guard or a wing. Cleveland is 8th in defensive rating and 4th in defensive rebounding, and trust and believe, if Evan Mobley wasn't on the court, those numbers would drop drastically. The Cavs are giving up less than 50 points in the paint per game to their opponents, and it's probably because if you bring that ball in that paint, Evan Mobley gonna send it back to you, boy. You know what I'm saying? You're gonna get it. It's gonna get sent back. So I wanted Mobley to win this so bad. He was literally my pick coming into the year, but I just feel like at number 1, this is somebody who's more deserving of it. Not taking anything away from Evan Mobley though. He's a dog in the defensive side of the ball. And at my number 1, the player who should be holding up the Defensive Player of the Year trophy at the end of the season, we're showing love to the guards, baby. Dyson Daniels should be the DPOY for the 2024-2025 NBA season. And trust and believe I'm going to jack that as much as I can. He really deserves the award. Do I even have to say anything? No. Like, really? Do I even have to open my mouth and explain why? He's leading the league in steals. He's averaging 3 steals per game, a little over a half a block per game. He's number 1 in deflection, number 2 in recovered loose balls, and has 202 steals on the season, which is 118 more steals than the second person in the league. He has 118 more steals than the second person in the league. Guards literally cannot dribble around Dyson Daniels. Like, he has sticky fingers for the ball, man. And if you get in that post, he's 6'8", so he's going to make it hard for bigger defenders to score over him. And I know centers get all of the praise for DPOY because of their blocks and rebounding, but Dyson Daniels is literally putting on a display of defense from a guard that we haven't seen in so long. The only other recent guard to do this was Marcus Smart, and he averaged 1.7 steals and 0.3 block. Dyson Daniels is averaging more than that. How does he not win Defensive Player of the Year? If Dyson Daniels doesn't win Defensive Player of the Year, we riot, okay? Not just the city of the Atlanta, all 50 states, every single country. We riot if Dyson Daniels doesn't win Defensive Player of the Year. Drop a comment and let me know how I'm doing so far. I'm literally trying to like program my brain to get back into this locked inness. You know what I'm saying? But I think next is what? Most Improved Player. And this one, it was shaky. It was shaky. At my 3 spot, I got Christian Braun from the Denver Nuggets. With Denver's loss of KCP going to Orlando in the offseason, the Nuggets lost a core part of the defensive anchor and about 10 points per game from KCP. Not only has Braun stepped it up on the defensive side of the ball, but he's also given the Nuggets about 15 points per game, which is an 8-point increase from last season. And he's shooting 57% from the field and is averaging the steal and has been a key piece in the Nuggets this season because the first couple of months, I ain't gonna lie, we was all looking at the Nuggets like, are they actually contenders? And they've got back into the flow of things, and Christian Braun has been a big piece of that, defending and shooting the ball very, very well. It hurts my soul that this person is not number 1, but number 1 is just a little bit more deserving of it, and it hurts my heart. At number 2, I got Norman Powell from the LA Clippers, and I personally think he should have been an All-Star. And he most likely was going to be an All-Star if Braun wasn't being a cheesehead and didn't announce that he wasn't going to play in the All-Star game. Like, Norman Powell could have replaced him. You know what I'm saying? But that's not me. Last year, he averaged 13.9 points for the Clippers. And with Paul George leaving in the offseason, the Clippers lost about 22.6 points per game. And Powell has stepped up into that role, and he's averaging 22.7, which is 0.1 more than what Paul George averaged, but that's a 9-point increase from what he averaged last season. And he's getting an extra 6 more shots per game, and his field goal efficiency is around the same, about 48% from the field. And his 3-point percentage has only dropped 2%, but it's still at 41%, which is really, really, really good. And he's helped the Clippers team, who I think Tyronn Lue was probably the only person in the world who had real expectations for this team due to Paul George leaving and Kawhi's injury. And they're 9 games over 500 right now. As I'm recording this, they're at 40-31, and they could still make a push for like an actual playoff spot and not be a playing team, which is crazy to me. If he won, I still wouldn't be mad because it'd be pretty cool to see a 31-year-old in his 10th season win a Most Improved Player. But he's been balling this season. And at my 1 spot, for my Most Improved Player, I promise you this is not Glaze, okay? I'll hold my pinky now and promise me, because it is not Glaze. At my number 1 for Most Improved Player, I have Dyson Daniels of the Atlanta Hawks again, bro. He should bring home 2 trophies, bro. I'm not a Hawks fan, by the way. I'm a Bulls fan, so if you think I'm biased towards the Hawks, no, that ain't it. It's funny because once Dyson Daniels left the Pelicans, he said that that organization might be cursed, and he might be right. Because as soon as he got up out of there, he's having a career year, jumping up from 6 points to 14 points per game, but on amazing efficiency. Last year, he averaged 6 points, shooting about 5 shots a game on 40% clip, to now doubling that to shooting 12 shots on a 48% clip. And, oh yeah, mind you, he's averaging 3.1 steals per game. Like, teams are scared to have the ball anywhere near Dyson Daniels' vicinity. You know what I'm saying? Even if he's on the bench, they still looking out for him because they think he might steal the ball. And he's literally a perfect fit next to a player like Trae Young. Trae's not going to defend, but Dyson is going to make up for his lackluster on the defensive side of the ball. And he just got to hit his shot. You know what I'm saying? His three-point shot is not all the way there yet, but it's went up every season. And you know what I'm saying? I feel like it's going to keep going up given his situation in Atlanta, where he's going to be like the fourth fifth scoring option. I'd give it to Trae, Jalen Johnson. Ricochet's gonna come around. Okongwu and Daniels, like his shots are gonna be there. It's just a matter of hitting it. His assists, rebounding, blocks, steals, and shooting splits have all taken a jump. And if you watch a Hawks game, like I love Trae Young, so I've watched a lot of Hawks games, and Dyson Daniels just never looks lost out there. Now I know y'all been waiting on this. I know y'all want to see who my MVP is. I just want to say, in my 3 spot is somebody who I haven't seen been getting a lot of MVP love, and I don't understand why. A lot of people got Giannis. A lot of people got Tatum. And I'm not taking anything away from them. I just feel like my 3 spot is more deserving of it. So in my 3 spot, you already know I had to go Donovan Mitchell. I know it's a shock to everybody. Well, not everybody. I'm pretty sure it's a shock to a lot of people. I have Donovan Mitchell 3. MVPs are typically given to the best player on the best team, and for the majority of the season, the Cleveland Cavaliers were the best team, led by Donovan Mitchell. He's got to be in the conversation, at least. Donovan Mitchell is leading the Cavs in scoring at 24 points per game, but it's less than his last season, but I feel like he's doing more. Like, his efficiency is nearly identical to last season. The only difference is the Cavs are winning more. They're winning by 10 points. So Donovan Mitchell is playing 4 less minutes per game. Hence why his stats are gonna, drop a little bit. But he's been the guy for the Cavs, and the Cavs have been the best team in the league for about 90% of the season. So that's why Donovan Mitchell is my 3. Now here is where it gets a little shaky, because I'm pretty sure everybody in the world has these 2 people on their MVP slips as 1 or 2, and it's literally like a coin toss. Like, you could go like that, and whichever one it lands on, you'll be fine with it. But me personally, my number 2 is gonna be Nikola Jokic of the Denver Nuggets. Or should I say 3-time MVP, Nikola Jokic of the Denver Nuggets. He's literally averaging a triple-double, like 29 points per game, 10 assists per game, and 13 boards per game. Like, it's literally a coin toss between him and number 1. But number 1's team has just been better for, like, all season. And it's not Jokic's fault, because we know when he goes to the bench, the Nuggets like collapse. They just completely forget how to play basketball. Like, when he's off the court, the team drops 3 percentage and win probability. They're negative 188 in points, and they even drop 0.4 in defensive pace. So he's basically willed the Nuggets to the 3 seed. Bro, I don't think y'all understand how crazy that is. Like, I know Westbrook did it, so we kind of all like, triple-double. But he's literally, like, putting up a triple-double. And I do believe voter fatigue is a real thing. I think because he has 3 MVPs, and because the MVPs were, like, so closely dated to each other that, you know what I'm saying, I want to switch it up a little bit. And I'm the number 1, who I think the National Basketball Association's MVP is, the man, the myth, the legend, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. The best player on the best team, like I just said about Donovan Mitchell. And he's leading the league in scoring, but he's a very underrated defender. OKC is 4th in the league in offensive rating behind his 33 points per game. Mind you, ladies and gentlemen, hold on, let me say that again. 33, the 2 numbers at the same time. 3 and a 3, 33 points per game, shooting 52% from the field and 57 from the 2-point range. OKC is 1st in defensive rating, and he's averaging about a block per game with 2 steals per game, and is 2nd in the league in steals. Like, come on, bro. He's the best player on the offensive side of the ball, and he's helping out on the defensive side of the ball. Like, he could legitimately make, I don't know if I said that word right, legitimately make an all-defensive team. Like, Shai is literally crazy this season. It's very possible that he wins MVP, makes All-NBA, makes a defensive team, and wins a chip all in one season. I just don't. If you take Shai away from this team, man, I don't know what they are, man. And let's not even forget the 4-letter word, aura. He has the most in the league, okay? No, but seriously, this is my MVP of the league. I'm not gonna lie. And if Jokic wins, that's cool too. But I think Shea deserves it a tiny bit more, just off of his team's success and how young they are. But yeah, those are all my awards. I hope I didn't forget one, because that'd be really embarrassing. But let me know how y'all rock with it. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to get back into the groove of things. So you know what I'm saying? Feel free to leave a comment. Free shit. Feel free to leave your top 3 in the comments. You know what I'm saying? I will reply to them. I'm not bougie, okay? You know what I'm saying? Yeah, but that's pretty much it. And I'm gonna try to drop at minimum 2 videos on this basketball channel per week. That's my goal, okay? 2 per minimum, because I'll be doing a bunch of other things, and like, you know what I'm saying, you don't even care about that. Yeah, but make sure you leave a like, comment, share, subscribe, and we be back.